Good afternoon, Board of Directors. We are Snack Life Consulting with Vogas firm. Our team members are Clarissa Acuna, Jennifer Crumley, James Escobedo, Brandon Landon, and Cesar Rendon. Our team of consultants have looked at the confectionery industry and your company. We have developed a strategic analysis of your firm with a focus in deriving profitability and growth for the company, identifying several strategies that would assist in determining the ultimate path Hershey should take to achieve their 3-year growth plans. The Hershey Company, founded in 1894 by Milton S. Hershey, Hershey's is the original purpose-driven company founded by a tireless innovator who thought about how chocolate could be used to create more goodness in the world. Now, Hershey is the largest chocolate producer in North America and confectionery leader worldwide. Hershey markets, sells, and distributes over 80 brands of confectionery and non-confectionery snacks in over 80 countries. These products vary between chocolates, cookies, meat snacks, bars, popcorn, beverages, and many other varieties, with the most notable being Hershey Kisses, Mr. Goodbar, Reese's, Twizzlers, and Jolly Ranchers. Hershey's current mission is to continue Milton Hershey's legacy of commitment to consumers, community, and children while providing high-quality Hershey's products while conducting their business in a socially responsible and environmentally sustainable manner. Their current vision is to be an innovative snacking powerhouse. Their objective is to transform their portfolio and refocus on the needs of consumers. Hershey's has currently mapped a growth strategy for their U.S. business by focusing on their core confection and expanding their snacking portfolio.
External factor evaluation. Hershey's has a great opportunity that is already taken advantage of with the newly developing online market of grocery stores. By implementing the old ways of selling these confectionaries to people as an impulse buy, Hershey's can replace falling brick-and-mortar store sales with the sales on the online market. This way they can get better data to what Hershey's current confectionery holdings do better in this new economy. The total weighted score in the EFE matrix for the Hershey's company is 3.0, which is above the midpoint 2.5, but doesn't reach the maximum of 4.0. As indicated by the rating of 1, Hershey's needs to make sure that their expansion into the Chinese market can survive the political and economic discourse the United States is having with China at the time. The tariffs itself could cause future damage to the manufacturing of the confectionery if the Hershey's company would need to buy equipment made of steel in the near future, the effect of which China is feeling immediately already. American cities are also now trying to implement stricter laws with regard to sugar and everything to combat obesity in this country, which would affect the bottom line for Hershey's as well. Hershey is doing very well with adjusting to the new online economic situation here in the US, with it already implementing things like pop-up ads on grocery stores app to simulate impulse buys, and is taking advantage of increased consumer spending and the growth of the US economy. GDP is now at 3.4, which is slightly above ideal.
Based on the internal factor evaluation, our findings show Hershey's greatest strength is their sales, as it increased by 2.3% in the third quarter. This gives Hershey's the sense that they are going in the right direction when talking about net sales. Their biggest weakness is the fact that their price is lower than market average. This can cause a disadvantage when competing with other companies. Hershey's total weighted score was slightly better than average, having a 2.6 when the average score is about 2.5. Financial ratio analysis. Under current ratio, in 2017, Hershey's current ratio was 0.96, compared to Nestle current ratio of 0.89. This means that Hershey's has less than $1 in assets to pay every dollar in liabilities. In the current market, the average current ratio is a 2.0, meaning that Hershey's is below the market average. Debt to equity ratio. Hershey's debt to equity ratio is 3.19 compared to Nestle's 0.43. This means Hershey's does not have a favorable ratio in the category. The market's average debt to ratio is lower than Hershey's, putting them in an unfavorable market position. Hershey's gross profit margin in 2017 is 46%, compared to Nestle's 50%. This means that both the companies have a higher gross profit margin than the average market, but Hershey's is still below Nestle. The net profit margin for Hershey's is at 11%, while Nestle is at 7.97%. This puts Nestle at a lower position than Hershey's, making both of their percentage above the market average. In change of sales, Hershey's net sales increased 1% from 2016 to 2017, and a 0.07% increase from 2015 to 2016. In 2017, they had a net sales of $7,515,426. In 2016, they had $7,440,181. And in 2015, they had a low of $7,386,626.
We performed a SWOT and space matrix analysis for Hershey, identifying distinct strategies that would aid in determining the best path Hershey should take to achieve their 3-year growth plans. In completing the SWOT analysis, we determined that Hershey should advertise their newly acquired Pirates Band to attract consumers that are focusing on healthier snacks. Another strategy is to work with research and development to create a line of chocolate bars that focuses on organic ingredients and fair trade to attract that target market. A third strategy is to focus more on their salty or healthier brands to help generate more revenue. Finally, we determined Hershey should search for other possible suppliers to help combat the rising prices of ingredients. After completing the space matrix for Hershey, we concluded that Hershey falls within the first quadrant, positioning them as an aggressive company. In order for Hershey to thrive in this aggressive field, we would need to consider backward, forward, and horizontal integration, in addition to market development, product development, and diversification.
Consumers who are focusing to become more health conscious, as well as consumers who suffer sugar-related illness like diabetes. This will provide an internal advantage to Hershey as they are committed to inspiring healthy lives. This strategy will help the Hershey research the commitment to provide healthier choices and behaviors to consumers who currently struggle finding foods with lower sugar intakes and corn syrup ingredients. Externally, Hershey will gain a competitive edge against companies who have not entered the sugar-free confectionery market. Global sugar substitute market size is expected to grow of 4.2% from the $13.7 billion in 2016. The expansion into this market will boost Hershey sales both short-term and long-term. The internal disadvantage to incorporating this strategy is the additional investment of operating costs to assist the R&D and marketing team in developing the new product. The external disadvantage to developing this product would be the cost to consumers, as sugar-free confectionery are on average more expensive than regular confectionery. Moving forward with this strategy will drive additional sales growth for Hershey's in the following ways. Year 1, sales will increase by 6%, Year 2, sales will increase by 8%, and Year 3, sales will increase by 10%. Second, Hershey has the option of horizontal integration with Tiff Treats. Tiff Treats is an up-and-coming company centered around the service of providing hot, fresh from the oven cookies and brownies to hungry treat lovers. Hershey can provide and infuse their well-known chocolate brand into these cookies and brownies to give both companies a great deal of diversification in their respective market. This partnership would introduce Hershey into the service industry in a way that is so true, familiar to their current mission, culture, and objectives. The Hershey brand is infused in this new age delivery system could give the internal advantage of loyalty and goodwill that Hershey already offered by combining with this positive reputation and customer base of Tiff Treats. An internal disadvantage of the expansion of the learning curve that comes with merging information systems and data in order to get both products to the right homes. Externally, the market share combination of Hershey's and Tiff Treats would increase the total market share and presence in the overall food production and manufacturing sectors. Tiff Treats currently only had a limited supplier and consumers. This presented an opportunity for these companies to expand their supplier network locally. This partnership will increase Hershey sales in the next years in the following ways. Year 1, 9% growth. Year 2, 11% growth. Year 3, 10% growth. Lastly, Hershey has the option of related diversification. Hershey could take advantage of the little foothold it holds on the e-commerce market and expand it even further. Currently, Hershey is trying to make up the impulsive buys that were its bread and butter with its confectionery sales that came with consumers visiting traditional brick and mortar stores. The way that Hershey is doing this is by buying space in the app of grocery stores that are allowing consumers to now order groceries online and get it delivered, or have the groceries delivered to the car in the store parking lot, curbside pickup. This purchase allows the Hershey company to have a pop-up ads on the grocery store app that gives the consumer a last chance to add a Hershey's brand confectionery to their cart before checking out, thereby mimicking the impulsive buy loss that they were experiencing with the new market trend. This foothold on the rising market can help Hershey expand to apps and websites outside of traditional grocery store apps. We physically see confectionaries in stores outside of grocery stores like Academy and Home Depot. By using this already proven technology to expand to other markets could increase their sales and have them seen by other consumers in different markets. This would be especially helpful if consumers fail to meet a minimum for shipping fees or need to increase their basket size for some reason. The online grocery sales market is forecasted to reach $100 billion by 2022, with online shopping in general increases by just as much. Hershey's will only have to spend about $100,000 to expand to these new markets in the e-commerce. The external disadvantage will be having to pay for the actual advertising space that have nothing to do with the grocery stores, and they would have to target each consumer with the respective operating platforms such as Google, Apple, Windows, and more. This would also help with expansions initiative on a global scale. Implementation of this strategy is estimated to provide the following sales growth in the next 3 years.
My team and I have determined that the best strategy for Hershey to consider is to partner with Tiff's Treats. This partnership will provide Hershey the opportunity to drive new sales by selling their current product line in confectionery delivery sales that Tiff's Treats sells to their customers. Our 3-year forecast determines the horizontal strategy that will help both Tiff's Treats and Hershey's into a stronger financial position. The following benefits that will be provided by this projection include additional cash to purchase additional property and additional resources to expand this confectionery delivery service into Chinese markets during the 3rd year. This will be possible with the projected increase in retained earnings over the next 3 years, which will provide additional funds for research and expansion of new flavors of these cookies and make the company less concerned about debt. Cost of goods sold is expected to increase with this investment so that they can purchase marketing materials and a new plant to help support the promotion of the partnership. Considering the current economic climate and industry growth expectations, this projection for Hershey is not only attainable but may even be surpassed. Tax cuts have improved an already succeeding economy, with households having more dispensable income than in previous years, is providing Hershey with an opportunity to expand its market and up their sales. New acquisitions allow Hershey's to sell products with reduced amounts of sugar on their confectionery products, but also maintain the natural taste. Hershey can potentially achieve their projected increase by working to adapt to the growing consumer trend of healthier food choices. The healthy food industry is estimated to make a growth in sales, with the sugar-free confectionery market projected to grow 6.2% in the next 5 years. A new headquarters will be built in the 3rd year in China, with our Chinese expansion in our 3rd year implementation plan. While this investment may seem costly in the beginning, we are confident that this partnership will continue to grow the Hershey name as well as the Tiff's taste. This will also make Hershey's market penetration easier by going after a nearly untapped market in that area. By focusing on this strategy, Hershey will see a profit increase totaling 30% by 2020. Thank you, Chair of the Board of Directors of the Hershey Company, for your patience and consideration in Snack Life Consulting. My team and I are now open to your questions and comments.